Hey YouTube, TrailX here. So today's video will be a little bit different. It won't be a trail. However, I was on the trail earlier just at Lower Creek and it was about 15 degrees and sunny. It was beautiful. Today's the first day of spring and I just thought, you know, the springtime weather and all, you think of flowers, and that put me into the planting mode today. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video, is a step-by-step guide for planting like pre-frost. So I'm just going to be using like these plastic cups that you get at the dollar store, and I'll be planting some herbs and beans, and like bean sprouts. So yeah, if you want to see this, then stay tuned. All right, I'm just gonna go over the basics of what you need for this. As I said, it'll be like the pre-frost planting, so it'll be in a cup. And then later on, like after the frost is completely like gone, maybe about April, hopefully, then we'll be putting the stuff outside. And so let's get started here. All right, so first we'll need plastic cups. I just got these at like Dollarama. And then potting soil. Oh, I will mention, like, all these are from Dollarama other than the seeds. The seeds are actually just from Walmart. So yeah, cups, potting soil. It has to be potting soil. Sorry, potting mix or potting soil. Yeah, it's the same thing. Some like little stones. I'll explain what those are for after. Scissors for cutting the bags open, screwdriver, and pencil. I only have both because I don't have the right size like screwdriver, or if you have a drill, it's just to go into the cup, which I'll also show you. A Sharpie or tape with just to write the labels to like what you planted in each cup. I will mention, like, for me, I just bought like a 20 pack of cups. I was actually going to do more, but I actually forgot to buy time. So as we get to that, I am planting parsley, green beans, and rosemary. And then later on I will get thyme, because those are my favorite herbs. And bean sprouts, they're really fun to watch grow. So those are my three for now. And what I would do is definitely, unless you're like in a greenhouse or like somewhere you don't care that it gets dirty, I would definitely put like I just have like a normal garbage bag just over my kitchen table here, living room table actually, and just to kind of protect everything. All right, so let's get started. All right, I also forgot to mention that you'll need a spoon or like a small shovel. I'm just working with a spoon, just to put the soil into the cups. So what we're gonna start with here, I'm gonna put the spoon down, is if you have like a drill bit, or you can like even do an electric one or whatever. Not sure what they're called, but I'm just gonna use a screwdriver. Anyway, so for the cup, I have the other ones sorted out. You just want to put like a hole into it, just so when I'm actually gonna double them, just so this you put into one that does not have a hole, and then that's actually where the rock comes in, is that you put the rock in the cup that does not have a hole, and then you put the one that does have a hole into like that, and it actually creates a draining system for the plant. So that's what we're gonna do. I did the holes in my cups already, but I left this one so I can kind of demonstrate on how to. So let's get started with that. All right, so some people like go in from the top down, but my cup keeps like caving in. So what I do is just put it in there like through the drinking side, and then I just kind of poke it through. Nice and easy. But yeah, and then that one I don't like, with that size I don't have the full thing, so I'm just gonna pop that out there. So that's why I actually go through a second time with the pencil, just to make the hole wider. And then it's like the first time it actually like screwed up. But anyway, so yeah, now we made our hole. I'm gonna put that in there. And then I'm actually done with those. So then what we are going to do now is actually just do the cups like I showed you with the rock. I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. Alright, I actually just got a bowl. You don't have to have it, but it's easier. So I just put like one of the bags into, bags of the potting mix into a bowl, and then you literally just fill it. So I'm gonna fill this one just to show you like the amount that you put in, roughly. And I am going to gently pat and kind of, just so it all kind of gets evenly filled, just a gentle pat. Oh, I will mention too, like most, or not most, but like some people actually put a little bit of water like in the soil mix here. I'm not going to, just I personally prefer it dry and then put water in after, like after everything, the seeds are planted. So I'm gonna leave that there, so if you can see, it's just almost like at the first room. So that's, again, that's the cup that has the rock that has no hole, and then the hole. So I just put them together. I also labeled them. So we got the beans, parsley, and the rosemary. So yeah, I am just gonna fill the rest of them and I'll be back for the next step. Alright, I filled up all my cups and we're good to go now. What I am gonna mention actually is it's obviously backwards in the camera for you guys, but I will mention like what's in it. This again is just from Dollarama. It's potting mix. I used it last year and it worked like really well on the beans, and I think I planted like tomatoes and stuff like that. Anyway, for this, the ingredients are humus, peat moss, sand, and perlite. So, and like from past experiences, you need like all of those to actually have like good growth in the plants and stuff. So for Dollarama, that's pretty good. Normally, like I would get it at Walmart or like a garden center, but I'm not doing like a big garden this year. I'm just doing like herbs for cooking. I will actually mention that I'm glad there's like grocery stores and stuff, but I'm not too fond of like a lot of the grocery store products for like veggies and stuff and like herbs. So me and my brother actually like to grow our own, just because it tastes better. There's a hell of a lot more flavor when you're cooking. You know what's in it. There's no pesticides, stuff like that. And it's honestly it's better to grow your own stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do like a little herb garden, and plus the beans, obviously. So I'll be growing most like different herbs, like obviously rosemary, parsley, thyme, which I'm gonna get later on, and then like some other ones, but I'm gonna see what's available really. But yeah, so I just wanted to go over that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put this down. There we go. Hold on. Anyway, for this, I'm actually gonna flip the camera around. Alright, so for this, for the beans, because they are like bigger, I think I'm only gonna do like 3 holes for this, maybe. Probably, yeah. I was considering like 2 or 3, but I think I'll do 3 because that's what I did last year. Yeah. Anyway, so when you do the whole part, you actually just want to do about 1/2 of an inch. So I'd say like from the tip of your finger to like the first crease, just about that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that is the way to go. And when you're doing that part, you actually want to space them out. So like what I'll do is I'll put one up here, and then like one here and one there. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, so it's like a bowling ball, like the holes in a bowling ball almost. So for beans, I only put one in. For the other herbs, I usually put like a bunch, just because like the beans, like I said, are bigger, so you just don't want to overcrowd them or else it won't grow properly. So what I'm gonna do is just fill that hole in, or all of them, and just very gently push down. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on because it's just not good. So what I'm gonna do next is I'll do the rosemary. So I normally actually just put them in the crease of my hand, but not the phone. So what you want to do, I just put it on like the paper that it came in. So I forgot to do the holes. Okay, so again, we just do about 1/2 of an inch like before. Same pattern, like the bowling ball type. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take like a pinch very gently, and then just put it right in that one. I'm just gonna do a little bit more. Just a like tiny pinch is good. All right, and then we're gonna fill that in. Gently pat. And I'm gonna put that over here so I know which ones I did. And then I'm gonna do the rest. All right, so that planting part is done. I will come back and do the water. I just have to refill the little watering can. All right, all the potting is done now. I just actually wanted to do a quick recap just on the soil here. It is 2.7 liters. For these 10 cups here, I used about 1.5 bags. So that's, and I actually bought 4, but I actually thought I was going to be short on the 4, but I definitely wasn't. So I will use the other ones later on for like more stuff so that it actually goes pretty quick, or sorry, it goes pretty far. And they were, at the time, I got them about 2 weeks ago, and they were 2 for $1.50. They're normally about $1 each though, which is still really good. I will say, like, this year and last year I did buy this stuff alongside. Last year I used also Walmart brand stuff, as well as like an actual nursery just in Breslau, and they all I've found were similar. There were some differences, but like I didn't find that there were like too many differences, and they all literally grew fine that way. The only reason it didn't work out is because I live in a complex, and the soil outside, there's just like rodents and stuff that kept eating away at things, and I even had like a chicken wire and stuff all around it. It didn't work out for that, but that's why this year I chose to do just like a herb garden instead. And I'll just like, I'm gonna just make like a small greenhouse thing, just the size of like a small table, like a side table, like size like that. So that's what I'm gonna do this year. And yeah, because I actually kept herbs out last year and it was perfectly fine. So anyway, on to the watering. So for the water, I just have a personal preference that I kind of go by. Not everybody's the same, obviously. But for me, I will personally say that um, with the water type, I try not to use tap water just because there's so much chemical like chlorine, um, iron in some places, like where some people live, they might actually have like iron running through the water, and it's just not good to put it on plants, especially ones that you're gonna eat. So my preference would be like more of a natural type water. Like I actually go to Mildmay, Ontario, and there's an artesian well there. So I'm actually going to be using the Mildmay water. Obviously, different areas, it's very hard to find it, but a good source, maybe like if you get natural spring water, like whether it's from the ground, a well, or even like store bought, at least it's like natural spring instead of the harsh like tap water that people have nowadays. If you live in the country, then you're probably better. But I obviously like I live in the city, so that doesn't come natural to me, unfortunately. And I'm sure that's, you know, the majority of people that they have that issue too. So I just wanted to say that quickly, just because, you know, it's safer to use natural water. Anyway, so for the water amount, you don't want to do too much. You just want a little bit. Not too little, but not too much. So that's actually, I usually do that much. So you don't want to overdo it because it just, like, it won't grow very well, but it's too little, obviously, you know, it'll be dry. So just enough to do that, to soak it kind of. I'm just going to add a little bit more, just, yeah, that might have been a little too much. But just in between that, it should be good. So again, we're going to try it with this. Okay, so that should absorb. And the next. So you want like a small puddle, kind of like that. But then obviously like this one, it absorbs. That's what you want. So that's a good start right there. So again, with this one. So 5, 6, 7. Oops, 8, 9, 10, and some spillage. Sorry. That's why I put the bag down, I guess. All right. So that is the complete planting process. Oh, I will say quickly before we go, definitely keep these in an area where there's a lot of sunlight. My best area would be either the kitchen table because it's near the window, but you know, I have a smaller kitchen table, so I actually do put them on the windowsill. And then once the frost like completely is gone, I'd say maybe around like the end of March, beginning of April, I actually usually put them outside just on a table just for, you know, a few hours. Like if I go, like I'll put them out and then I'll go for a walk and come back, just so they have like that little bit of cold air, like chilly air. It's not frost, but it's like chilly. And they get used to like being outdoors instead of, you know, inside where it's dry air and everything. They get fresh air otherwise, so they can, I guess the plants breathe better. So that's what I do. It is the middle of March. I think it's March 20th right now. Yeah, March 20th. So probably like in 2 weeks I will start doing that. Just like, you know, an hour or two even. It just helps. And then I bring them back in. Like when I get home or a few hours later, I will bring them back in and put them on my windowsill. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And yeah, so that's our step-to-step guide for planting in cups. See you in the next video.